to episode 81 of the All the Books Show, the official podcast of the David A. Howe Public Library. I'm Eric Mickles.
And I'm Nick Gunning.
We're here to talk about book news, author news, and literary news.
All sorts of stuff.
Also, I don't like our little picture that we have for the podcast anymore.
Really?
That picture of the library.
Picture of the library?
Yeah. I gotta change
it's
it, man.
dated. It's dated.
What? Yeah, it's dated.
Well, let's update it.
Yeah.
Let's update it.
I don't know what, though.
I'm excited.
Any ideas?
No.
Okay, what if we built a
Just
wall?
a picture of them.
A wall.
Well, who's going to pay for it,
books.
though? Oh, a wall of books.
We just yell at each other over it about
be
the
fun.
books we're reading.
Yeah.
Maybe I have a megaphone.
Could we animate it with, like, Flash or something?
Yeah, and
That'd
like we're
be-
throwing books over,
would
but
be
it's the
so
same
cute.
repetitive loop of the same book going over.
Listen, I had a fun experience the other Wednesday evening that I thought I'd share with you and our listeners. I was
that
driving back from Advocacy Day down, which I want to talk about Advocacy Day too, but baby steps. First
Okay,
things first.
sure.
Driving back from STLS headquarters in Painted Post, it's about 9:30 on a Wednesday night. I'm flipping through the channels, and I'm like, gosh, that DJ sounds a lot like Eric. And then I realized I was listening to all the
Hey!
books
All
on
right.
the Angelica radio
Yeah.
station, 92.7.
Yeah.
I'd never actually heard it on the radio before.
Hold on.
So it was exciting.
Next up, Bruce Springsteen's
Yeah.
Born to Run.
All right, and what do we have coming up for the new releases here, Eric?
Yeah, so now
Oh,
we're...
so
no,
you
I got
didn't
nothing.
have anything.
Yeah, I
Okay,
didn't know
wow.
you were going to keep going.
Wow, that was
I
an
was just doing
amazing-
one bit of sizzle
Amazing ball drop
for the...
right there. It was awful.
in case somebody turns in
Anyway.
right at that moment, they're like, oh, sweet, Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run. And
So,
then they hear you and
yeah.
they're like, what? No.
Yeah, I know. So it was exciting for me to hear
Yeah.
it. But also, a good reminder to our listeners, if you're driving around or if you're in the comfort of your own home,
We're on VH1.
Wednesday
Oh.
nights, the Angelica radio station has us at 9 o'clock,
And every-
92.7.
Every
So
Friday, HBO.
thanks, Angelica.
10
pals.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Us.
One of our...
Are we not on HBO anymore?
No, we're not. One of our colleagues from the Angelica radio station, Miss Emma Time, is coming back to the auditorium 1 month from now. So you can listen to her then. Anyway.
Colleague.
Yes,
I
that's
don't
right.
think she'd appreciate us being like, we're equal.
She also has her own radio show.
Yeah, but she's
I
a
mean,
musician.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So.
I also want to mention a few episodes back we talked about Barnes & Noble's Discover Awards. They listed their choices for like the up and coming authors of books published in the previous year. So we went over some of the nominated books. They've selected their winners, so I want to give you a quick shout out here. A winner for fiction, The Lightkeepers by Abby Jenny. A young woman finds herself surrounded by an unreliable cast of characters on a remote archipelago and caught in a murder mystery.
How did you just say that island word?
Archipelago?
It's archipelago.
Oh, you're right. I haven't had to say that word since fourth grade,
Yeah.
and I just powered right through. Thanks for keeping me honest.
No problem.
Abby Jenny's sense of place and haunting narrative voice reminded us of Ewan Ivy's best-selling Discover pick, The Snow Child, and 2014 Discover Award winner fiction, All the Birds Singing by Evie Wild. So again, the winner for, and the Discovery Awards are, again, up-and-coming new writers here. The Lightkeepers by Abby Jenny wins for fiction.
Nice.
Winner for nonfiction, Evicted, Poverty and Profit in the American City by Matthew Desmond. How is it again? Archipelago.
Archipelago.
Okay, that's not in this one, but I just,
Okay.
for future reference.
Yeah.
Anyway, by like Adrian Nicol like Adrian Nicol LeBlanc's Random Family or Alex Kultowitz, There Are No Children Here, Matthew Desmond's reportage put human faces on a modern American crisis and kept us reading late into the night by presenting a mix of thought-provoking analysis and Americans telling their own deeply resonant stories about systemic poverty. Boy, we're like switching places
Sometimes
today.
I
It's
do an art
crazy.
show.
Yeah.
And the theme of the art show is I put human faces on plants.
Oh,
And so...
like googly eyes.
yeah, like googly eyes.
Okay, good. All right.
But they're more like faces.
Yes.
With the eyes cut out.
Sure. That's creepy.
Yeah, well, they're on plants.
All right. Well, congratulations again to the winners again for fiction, The Lightkeepers, Abby Jenny,
Yeah.
and nonfiction, Evicted, Poverty and Profit in the American City by Matthew Desmond. And as always, you can check these out from your local library.
Yeah, I haven't heard of those before. So the Discover...
They
It's-
discovered.
yeah.
It's a discovery for you.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Some lost archipelago.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. So let's.
You think somebody's like, oh, it's archipelago?
Yeah. Probably that many syllables.
Yeah. I got
Well,
lost.
let's talk about what we've been reading and watching. Because I hit some big movies this weekend, so we'll talk about those
Braggart.
as well. So, what about you, buddy? What do you got?
I started reading Gateway.
Okay.
By Frederick Pohl?
Yeah.
I think it is. I don't have the book with me. I can't remember the author. It's a Hugo winner. I've been meaning to read it. I needed something to read, so I just grabbed it off my bookshelf.
Nice. Wow, what freedom you must have. That's great.
Yeah. So I need to start reading Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli.
Never read it.
It's a juvenile book. It's a kid's book. Won a bunch of awards, but we're doing it for a book club at a school. So I need to read it now.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to love it. But
Speaking,
we'll see.
Yeah. Speaking of going into schools, Eric, our new children's librarian, Miss Kate, and I all went to the elementary school on Dr. Seuss's birthday, and we read some books
How
to the
come I'm
classes.
not Mr. Eric?
You can be Mr. Eric if
No,
you want.
fine. Just call me Eric.
All right, Mr. Eric.
Mr. Eric is my father.
Mr. Eric read Mr. Eric read the Lorax.
I sure did.
I'm not sure what Kate read. I know she read Seuss, but I don't know what. She was reading to pre-K. I read to first grade, and I read a couple different ones. But
Okay.
I think they liked best Would You Rather Be a Bullfrog
Yeah.
by Dr. Seuss.
No, I wouldn't.
So anyway, it was a lot of fun. I always like to do that. So we're always glad to go
Yeah.
to the schools and do that. So that was tons of fun.
Okay.
All right,
So I can't tell you anything about Gateway because I'm only like 30 pages in. I'm
Okay.
not entirely sure. I did just read this book. I brought it up so you could see it.
Thank
it's
you.
called Richard Stark's Parker,
Uh-huh.
The Hunter by Darwin Cook. Are you familiar with the name Richard Stark?
No.
He wrote crime series in the 60s, and apparently they're very popular, maybe award-winning and everything.
Huh.
Let me pass it on to you. It's
Thank you.
very pulpy.
So it's a graphic novel.
Yeah, it's a graphic novel. He's adapting the
Darwin
crime
Cook
stories.
is the perfect
Right.
one for that.
So it was pretty good. It's kind of dark.
Was this YA?
No.
Okay.
No, it's like IDW.
Oh, that looks exciting. Should I read it? Are you recommending
Yeah,
it?
I'm recommending it to
Okay.
you. I think you like it. I just was wondering if you had ever heard of Richard Stark before.
No.
So
No, it
I
didn't
guess
ring any bells.
The character Parker is popular in like the crime
big
series.
deal.
Ed Brubaker
Okay.
says so.
Okay.
And he wrote a series called Criminal.
Well, I've got
so
no
if anybody
no
knows,
reason to doubt him.
yeah. Anything else? No.
You don't want to talk about
What?
We both saw Logan
Oh yeah.
separately.
Yes, that's true.
But we
didn't
both
see it
saw
together.
it.
Yeah. You saw it
And-
with a small child.
It was very upsetting. Logan, of course, the latest and last Hugh Jackman Wolverine movie. Do you need Kleenex?
Yeah,
Do you want me to
just
pass
can you
that
pass this over?
I didn't
I'm
mean
fine.
I didn't mean to say it. Rated R, a lot
Yeah.
of violence, and there was like a 2-year-old child several
Right behind
seats
you.
behind us.
Yeah.
So it was very upsetting.
Yeah.
but
He's like, why is
The-
that man turning the other man
the
into
movie,
spaghetti?
the movie was very good.
Yes.
The movie was very good.
Yeah, I can't really tell.
Touching,
There were no kids.
emotional. A lot of violence. Definitely went for the R.
Yeah.
It was not a. Yeah, I guess that was an R. It was
Yeah.
an all-out R-rated
Yeah.
movie. So
Yeah.
pretty good stuff though. I think Hugh Jackman was very good in it. Patrick Stewart, whole cast.
Hugh Jackman has been
Good
good
movie.
in every movie, even the crappy.
You've seen Kate and Leopold.
Oh, I don't mean every movie he's
okay.
been in.
All right.
I mean
Good.
he's good
You-
in every.
Have you seen the
Wolverine.
movie Australia with him and Nicole
No, I mean
Kidman?
every movie he's Wolverine. He's always good.
That's 5 hours of my life I'll never get
Yeah,
back.
we've burned Australia before here,
Ah, terrible.
so
terrible
But
movie.
they're both Australians.
My
in
apologies
that
to your
movie.
wife who loves that movie, but
My apologies for
I
anyone
hate
who
it.
saw Australia.
I hate it. Yeah. Well, that would be just 4 or 5 people,
yeah.
so it's not that.
I'm
big a
saying
deal.
Hugh Jackman was good even in X-Men Origins Wolverine, which
Yeah.
is a bad movie,
Yeah.
but he's still like all in
Yeah.
and good.
He's committed.
So.
I don't hate that movie like you do, but we don't have to get into it now.
Oh, it's so bad. Do you want me to tell you every way in which it's bad and every way it could have been good?
I think I speak for the world when I say no. I don't want that. I watched The Edge of 17. Haley Steinfeld, Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson was great in that. Okay. I don't know why you're singing that.
It's called The Edge of 17.
That
by
makes more
Stevie
sense.
Nicks.
That makes a lot more sense. But it was a really good movie. So
Okay.
we have that in our collection. I just returned it today, so you can check it out. We also watched Moonlight,
Okay.
which nobody told Faye Dunaway, but it won the Academy Award for Best Picture.
Yeah.
So,
Paul Bettany had an idea.
Yeah,
he had an inclination.
wow, Paul Bettany, just from his house.
Wait,
Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty.
Yeah.
Who's Paul Bettany?
Paul Bettany is like the voice of Vision.
Oh, right.
In,
Priest and
yeah,
Legion.
Wimbledon.
And those other things.
Yep.
Beautiful
What else is
Mind.
Paul Bettany in?
It's just a beautiful
I
mind.
Beautiful Mind. Yes, that's a
you
good
go.
one. He's a good actor.
So.
Not involved in this at all. He might have thought, he might have had an inclination.
Yeah, too. He's like,
Moonlight
oh,
was
I
gonna
don't
win.
know.
But I gotta say, I was very impressed with
Beatty.
Moonlight.
Good.
Just everything about it, like just the script, the directing, the performances. I loved the music, which won a Grammy.
Yeah.
So
Those are the things about the movie, yeah.
yeah. So I just thought it was really strong. I thought it was
Yeah.
deserving of Best Picture. I hadn't seen it before, so I knew next to nothing about it. But
The guy who plays the
impressive.
main character's mentor, the one who
Yeah.
won Best Supporting
Yeah.
Actor, he's in Luke Cage.
Yeah.
So
I know him from, I can't think of
Cage.
Mahershala something. I can't remember his last name, but I know him way back from the days of the 4400s. You ever see that show?
Oh no.
On USA, a long time ago.
Wow, yeah.
I was way into that show, and he was it was an ensemble show, but he was right up there. But
Uh,
anyway, I recommend Moonlight. Check
okay.
it out. So we will have it in the collection.
Do you recommend
right?
Engine 17?
Not back yet. Yeah.
Depressing? Just
No.
dark humor.
Not really.
Really?
I wouldn't
Oh, wow,
say particularly dark.
I saw the trailer. It looked kind of like it had some dark humor.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson's character, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. I started watching Legion. It's only 4 episodes in.
Uh-huh.
We've watched them all.
That's the FX.
That's the FX
Marvel show, right?
X-Men related
X-Men
show.
related
Legion is a character in the comics. He has schizophrenia, but he's also one of the most powerful psychics. And so I don't know which way the show's going to go. I don't know if they're saying all the voices he hears are just his power,
Okay.
or if he's going to have the multiple personalities. And in the comics, each personality has a different power.
Ooh, that's
So it hasn't really gone that direction yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe they'll like build up to that. But so far, it's really good. It's very visual. I always say Aubrey, but it's not Aubrey Plaza. It is Aubrey Plaza,
okay.
not Audrey Plaza. It's Aubrey.
Aubrey. Yeah.
Yeah. She's in it, and she's not doing her normal like low emote
Really?
blank state. No,
Wow.
she's like in it. So
Interesting.
it's kind of strange.
Well, now I definitely have to see that.
Yeah. So I think it's only gonna be 8 episodes.
Okay.
So halfway there.
Okay.
So-
Living on a Prayer.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi.
I don't get
the
it.
Bon Jovi song.
Oh yeah, living
Okay,
on a prayer.
yeah. It's called Edge of 17.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
surprised you
move
haven't
on.
heard of it. So that's it for your bookmark.
Yes.
All right. I'm sort of still reading all the things that I was reading before, but I finished a quartet of graphic novels. So I'll tell you
A
briefly.
quartet.
Briefly about those.
Okay.
Here's a couple that you'll laugh at. Here's the first one that you'll laugh at.
Uh-huh.
I read Superman Returns, the graphic novelization. Didn't know it existed. Found it in a thrift store. It was not great.
Yeah.
Not a good adaptation, but the second half of it was just these like obscure, standalone, uncollected Superman stories, and those were really good. So it's worth. I mean, if you're not a fan of Superman Returns, you can just
Superman
read the second
Returns
half.
came
but
out the
good stuff.
same year as X-Men 3.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
That's
why I need to
right,
mention
because
it.
Bryan Singer jumped ship
Yeah.
for Superman Returns.
Do you realize, going back to Logan, but also because of Superman Returns,
Yeah.
made me think about it, that in the time that Hugh Jackman has played Wolverine, in the 17 years
Yeah.
he's played this character, we have had 2 Supermen,
Yeah.
2 Batmans,
Uh-huh.
3 Hulks,
Uh-huh.
3 Spider-Men.
Yeah.
That's it.
Several presidents
Four,
as well.
4 different presidents.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking of like all the different characters that have been rebooted or recast.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Hugh Jackman's just been cashing checks
Yeah.
and doing
Just eating
doing the best-
boiled chicken and
Well,
chin-ups.
yeah.
And
So I mean,
that's
even
it.
at this point, like, Marvel's been pretty good about keeping Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
But like, how's he going to catch up?
Yeah.
17
Impossible.
years. That's almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It is. It's
Only Roger Moore, I think,
Yeah.
can even get close to
I
that
know.
record with
It's
his
nuts to
7
think
James Bond
like
movies.
3 Hulks.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy to think we've had 3 different people as Hulks
Yeah.
in less than 2 decades.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah. Is that how you measure time?
And
Remember
Hulks.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was in the second Hulk.
Yeah.
The era of the second Hulk.
Yeah.
And so that was fine, but I'm not going to recommend that strongly. I read
Okay.
volume 10 of the ongoing Star Trek series, which we have here in the collection.
Sure do.
Last volume I really
we got
loved.
10 volumes of.
This volume was kind of like, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it was fun, but it was nothing to write home about.
Huh.
Here's a weird one, and I kind of want you to read it just so we can talk about it, because I'm the first to admit that I don't get what they're going for with this book. Snot Girl
Ugh.
by Brian Lee O'Malley,
Oh, gross.
author of Scott Pilgrim,
Yeah.
author of Seconds,
I'm familiar.
author of Lost at Sea.
Okay.
So I love Scott Pilgrim, not so much Lost at Sea. Seconds is weird but cool. Snot Girl is this sort of like noir. I don't even know.
Is
like
she
it was
snotty?
just yeah.
Does
She
she have
does. She
snot
has
come out of her nose?
She has allergy issues. It's not like a main focus. I don't know
Gross.
why they chose that. I think it's really going to hurt them in sales that it's called Snot Girl, because even like loving that author as much as I do, based pretty much on Scott Pilgrim.
I'm not reading it.
Yeah,
If that's what you're pointing out.
you're not going to read it.
That sounds gross.
Okay. Well, it's not about snot, but
So gross.
I know that's what I'm saying.
There was a
I don't
character
know why they
in,
went for this. It's so strange.
in the comic book series Wolverine and the X-Men, and they were like treating these like mutants that had like sad kind of powers,
Yeah.
and one of them had like super snot.
That's
When he sneezed,
That's horrific.
it would like trap the people in it.
So I'm that's really gross. So I'm not recommending Snot Girl, but listeners, like if somebody else has read this and can
But-
explain it to me,
Yeah.
please find us on Twitter at All the Book Show, Facebook David
But
Howe
all the
Public
book
Library.
show
Let us know.
is pro snot. It helps keep particles out of your nostrils.
Well, sure.
It that might be it.
That's all you got?
I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
that
Well,
does.
it can also be a major inconvenience.
yeah,
so-
it can be embarrassing on a
I
date.
just want to be fair. I want to look at both
Yeah.
sides. So anyway,
So you're anti snot now.
well,
What about earwax? How do you feel about that?
this is getting so gross. I don't want to. So I can't recommend Snot Girl, but I'm intrigued by it, and probably enough to read volume 2 because there's this weird mystery going through it, and
Snot Girl 2, Electric Boogaloo.
yeah, and I
You're welcome.
horrible.
Boogaloo.
Horrible.
It was great.
So I'm intrigued enough to like want to know what is going on with
Yeah.
this like weird subplot, but not a strong start.
Okay.
Finally, this is a strong start. I read Wonder Woman Volume 1, The Lies. So this is the first Wonder Woman volume in the Rebirth era,
Rebirth.
which is a new, I don't know, kind of a reboot.
A new
of the
52 of
titles,
sorts.
basically. Yeah, but it was probably, I feel like maybe my favorite Wonder Woman thing that I've read would be Grant Morrison's Earth 1, which I know you don't like.
It's fine. I never said I didn't like it.
Okay. But I think for like not just a standalone thing, like for an ongoing series, I think this is probably the best Wonder Woman that I've read.
More than that, Who is Diana Prince or Where is Wonder Woman?
I wasn't wild about that.
That was so fun though.
yeah,
All the bad guys showed
but
up.
it petered out so quickly.
Well, yeah. Well, so
Yeah.
could this one.
And it wasn't even Diana. I mean, it was Donna Troy. But we
you
don't
love
have,
Donna Troy.
I do, but we don't have to get deep into this.
Okay.
But I would recommend. The
We'll
new
save it
volume of Wonder
for
Woman.
when Wonder Woman the movie comes out.
we
We'll
should
do our top
we
5
should
Wonder
do
Woman
a Wonder
comics.
Woman. I'm in. I know you're
All right.
joking, but I'll do it.
Have you read 5 Wonder
sure.
Woman comics that you love?
That I love.
Yeah, that you
No.
can bring up.
No.
I've read a lot of Wonder Woman comic books.
Yeah.
And they've always been kind of like hit and miss.
Yeah.
The comics her solo stuff is always so hard to like
I think that
keep
they
an
really
ongoing
have trouble.
story.
They really have trouble writing her.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
I feel like they always feel like they have to service the character in a way that like honors the fact that she is like the #1 female superhero in the world, but at the same time, like sometimes she's too high on a pedestal and you can't
Yeah.
write like a story.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Like most DC characters, I'm sure she would be best served by a lot of like standalone out of continuity stories.
Yes, I agree. Well, that's probably why I like Earth 1 so much.
Yeah.
Just its own thing. You don't have to worry about anything else. So that's what I read for those. I'm still reading through The Nest for our Contemporary Classics
And
book
how do you
club.
say this last name?
Cynthia Dupree, Sweeney.
Yeah.
Thank
I've been
you.
saying Diaprix
Yeah.
every freaking week on this
Yep.
episode. Oh,
Cynthia Archipelago. So that's fine. I'm not really into it. It's like whatever. It's
It's not funny? It's not, it's
No.
not tickling your funny bone?
no, I don't think it's funny at all.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that it was going to be funny too, but it was. I don't know. I'm interested in what the group says because it's not doing it for me.
Okay.
Still reading Back Blast by Mark Greaney. Still good.
You
It's
finished that already?
I'm sorry. Well, I keep splitting my time, and then I also picked up Portraits of Courage, George W. Bush's book
Right.
about painting like
Right.
wounded veterans. And
But you're
it's-
trying to finish Fart Blast first.
Back Blast, but Portraits of Courage is it's just such an odd thing to do. You know, I mean, it's not uncommon for a former president to go and like
Do
write
stuff.
nonfiction books. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of what they do.
Right.
The only one to ever write a fiction book is Jimmy Carter,
Yeah.
and then this is definitely the only one to like put out essentially an art book
Yeah.
of like amateur paintings. But
Yeah.
it's really effective because he has like personal
If
stories
you're
about
a
all of
former
them. Like,
president of the United States,
yeah,
do you still have to classify yourself as an amateur anything?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, you couldn't just say like, "Oh, I'm a painter,"
Yeah.
because I used to lead the free world.
I guess you could.
Yeah.
I guess you could. It wouldn't work so well if you were like, oh, I'm a cardiologist.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
But you also wouldn't say you're an amateur cardiologist.
A hobbyist.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so what it is, it's basically, it's a picture and then about a page,
Right.
like sort of a personal story. But I think it's working really well to just kind of point out some issues that we have and to put a spotlight on things that we don't often talk about. So,
Whoever thought
whatever you think of George W. Bush,
Yeah.
I think it's a
Well,
good,
whoever thought we'd
it's a
be
good
looking
work
back
that he's doing.
wistfully
Right.
at George W. Bush.
Yeah.
How's that Jimmy Carter book?
I haven't read it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would have thought if
I know.
out of any book you would
Yeah.
have picked up the only president's fiction book.
Jimmy Carter's fiction
Yeah.
book. I know. Yeah.
What if it's like how he told a lot of like government secrets in
Oh,
that book?
yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
it's all code names and
Yeah.
different names. And
Yeah.
Then you get like, oh wait, he's saying there are aliens in the White House.
And that amazing President Johnny Connor
Yep. Save the world.
save the free world with his peanut farm. I mean macadamia nut farm.
Yeah. But of course, in the book, it actually says, I mean.
Yeah, it does. It's crossed out.
Yeah.
Hornet's Nest, by the way, is what that book's called.
Okay,
if you
yeah.
want to read it.
Yeah.
So
I
read
fell
it.
into a hornet's
Read
nest
it.
again.
Tell me what it's
Both
like.
literally and metaphorically.
Oh, ridiculous. All right, well, that's it for me.
Yeah.
I'm reading those 3 books. And I have more graphic novels to
Okay.
read and more books to read.
Okay. Book.
Sorry. All right, so let's talk book news.
Sure.
Before we get into our advance notices, I want to take a minute to talk about Advocacy Day.
Okay.
So this past Wednesday was Advocacy Day. So Katura, who works here with us, several other STLS librarians, including, no, not you, including a couple of my predecessors, Michelle Lavoie, now from the Olean Library, Brian Hildreth.
Did you just say Michelle?
The head of the, what?
You said Michelle funny there.
I don't
I
think
wish
so.
I could play. I wish I could go back and let you listen to it right now, but you were like,
Okay.
Michelle.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for killing the momentum of my story. But Michelle and Brian were both there, both former directors of the Howell Library and several other STLS librarians. We hopped on a bus before 6 in the morning, rode all the way to Albany, and then just went around talking to all of our reps, basically, and just advocating for library funds because of the governor's proposed 4% cut would just be sort of devastating to some of the things that we rely on. So we just wanted to go and talk to our reps and say, please fight this. Libraries are already underfunded, so to have a cut is pretty much terrible. I mean, even if it was the same as last year, like that's still lower than it should be, and certainly not where it needs to be. So,
My backup plan is to go work at a zoo,
is it?
but zoos aren't
Okay.
doing so hot now either.
Well, it was nice to be with a bunch of other librarians, like all sharing our same concerns. It's always nice to be reminded that there's other people, doing the same kinds of things we are. And it was just, I'd never been to the Capitol before, so I enjoyed that part of it. That was nice to go around and see everything. Nice to be face to face with our reps and express our concerns, talk about some of the good things we're doing and how, continuing the funding allows us to continue these programs that are really valuable for our community and really can't be duplicated by other organizations. We're in a unique position, and I think they were receptive. I think all of our local reps are pretty on our side and see the value in libraries. So hopefully they can take that and champion that and get this not to pass. But all in all, it was a good day. It was a rewarding day. It was a long day.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did it, and it was I hope successful. I think successful. They, like I said, they seem receptive. So
Yeah.
worth it. Long day.
I think you should answer the question we're all wondering. Did you get to watch a movie on the bus?
No, there were TVs, but we didn't watch a movie.
Lame.
I read Superman Returns.
Great.
Yeah, Star Trek 10. Yeah,
You could have watched Superman Returns.
I could have. Yeah, it was
You
a
would have
long
been
trip.
the only one
It was a
asking for
long,
that
long
on
trip. You're probably right. You're probably right.
all the other librarians like, nerd, turn it off, nerd.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right,
There
well
must
let's
be more than this provincial life.
that's Beauty and the Beast. I can't.
That's you singing.
I can't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't do it again.
So,
That was a
it comes out in
one-time
2
thing.
weeks, man. Are you gonna go see it?
Probably not.
Beauty and the Beast?
I might see it someday.
I was more excited for it earlier, but the more I see trailer wise, the more I'm like, this is literally just shot
is.
for shot.
I know.
The animated. And I
Yeah.
guess that's what you think you want until you have it. And you're like,
I never,
no, I don't
never
want
thought that I wanted that.
I don't want shot for shot.
Yeah,
I guess I like the Jungle Book a lot, but it was so different.
Yeah.
While also
yeah.
keeping I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, I think that's the successful way to do it. Have lots of nods and things, but to just remake an already great
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nominated for an Academy Award, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
The original.
Yeah.
There's no reason, but
I know.
okay.
So I don't know.
So no, I'm not particularly excited about this.
Okay. What about Kong Skull Island?
I do want to see Kong Skull
Super
Island.
exciting.
Yeah,
after
that looks fun.
after the emotions that Logan tore through me, like adamantium claws in my heart.
Yeah.
I'm ready for just a giant gorilla beating
giant-
the crap out of helicopters.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that sounds fun.
oh man, I'm bleeding again.
You gotta be careful.
I know. I'm always just picking at stuff.
Yeah, don't do that.
So-
Don't do that.
All right, get on with the
Thanks for being super gross.
advanced notices.
You're up first. Tell us.
I'm up first?
Yeah, tell us what we got
Oh,
this
no, I
very
have to
week.
do the advanced notices. Okay. Let's see. We've got The Hollywood Daughter by Kate Alcott. Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. These are the books that are coming out March 7, 2017.
Okay.
In 1950, Ingrid Bergman, already a major star after movies like Casablanca and Joan of Arc, 2 films Nick has never seen, has a baby
No,
out
I've
of
seen Joan of Arc.
the black and white one.
Yeah.
Oh, You have?
Yes.
When?
High school.
Wow. Okay. I apologize.
Yeah. Accepted.
Has a baby out of wedlock with her Italian lover, film director Roberto Rossellini. Previously held up as an icon of purity, Bergman's fall shocked her legions of American fans. So, growing up in Hollywood, Jessica Malloy watches as her PR executive father helps make Ingram a star. Okay, so it's like through the eyes of another. Anyway, you like Ingrid Bergman
Sure.
stories?
I probably don't want to read this book. But
Okay. What about The Price of Illusion, a memoir by Joan Juliet Buck? I don't know who this is. Do you recognize that?
No.
She's the former editor-in-chief of Paris Vogue.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now you know? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Well, this is a dazzling, compulsively readable memoir. It's a fabulous account of 4 decades spent in the creative heart of London, New York, L.A., and Paris.
Wow.
You've got The Roanoke Girls by Amy Engel.
Does that mean they're going to just go missing with no explanation? Like the Roanoke colony?
Let's see.
Because if
I don't
not,
think
that's
so.
a misleading title.
After her mother's suicide,
Oh.
15-year-old Lane Roanoke came to live with her grandparents and fireball cousin, Allegra, on their vast estate in rural Kansas. Lane knew little of her mother's mysterious family, but she quickly embraced life as one of the rich and beautiful Roanoke girls. But when she discovers the dark truth at the heart of the family, she ran fast and far away. So she did disappear.
I guess so.
The Stranger in the Woods.
Like Roanoke.
The extraordinary story of the last true hermit.
The colony.
Many people dream of escaping modern life, Nick. You're not one of them. But most will never act on it.
I'm not?
This is the remarkable true story of a man who lived alone in the woods of Maine for 27 years, making this dream a reality. Not out of anger at the world, but simply because he preferred to live on his own.
Yeah.
Probably because he was angry at the world.
Yeah.
So, The Stranger in the Woods by Michael Finkel. The Whole Art of Detection. Lost Mysteries of Sherlock Holmes by Lindsay Fay.
Okay.
What do you think makes up The Whole Art of Detection?
I don't know.
Okay.
Is this another Sherlock Holmes thing?
I just said it's The Lost Mysteries of Sherlock Holmes. Looks like Nick, he doesn't have detection. He's not good at it.
I don't know. I'm just so done with this.
Fay's best Holmes tale,
So,
including
I
2
don't
new
wanna-
works, are brought together. Okay, so I'm also going to start writing Sherlock Holmes books.
Yeah,
You think we
why
both
not?
should? What if it's
not
okay,
nearly enough.
Maybe I shouldn't say this out loud because I don't want a listener to steal.
Yeah.
Sherlock in space.
Well, I might check back in.
All right. I noticed you had some red dust on your boot, meaning you just visited the Martian colony.
I like it.
That's all. Most people will be able to pick up on that.
Uh-huh.
2 Good Dogs by Susan Wilson.
2 good dogs.
The cover is a lake, just 2 dogs looking out at the lake.
Okay.
Single mom Sky Mitchell has sunk her last dime into a dream, owning the venerable, if rundown, Lakeview Hotel in the Berkshire Hills. It's here when she believes she'll give her 14-year-old daughter Cody a better life.
Okay.
Being an innkeeper is more challenging than she imagined, and Cody still manages to fall in the wrong crowd. In addition, Cody's keeping an earth-shattering secret that she's terrified to reveal. The once loving open girl has now become completely withdrawn, and Sky is both desperate and helpless to reach her. Where do the dogs come in? When Adam March and his pit bull Chance,
There we go. From Homeward Bound?
yeah, I guess so.
Homeward Bound 2, The Incredible
Check into
Journey?
the hotel. It
No,
becomes-
Lost in San Francisco. That's 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Becomes the first of many visits. Here in these peaceful mountains, he finds an unexpected relief from his bereavement. Ooh. He and the beleaguered innkeeper form a tentative, not enough dog stuff going on.
By
And then there
Nicholas
is
Sparks.
Mingo, a street kid with a pit bull dog of his own. When Cody discovers an overdosed Mingo, Adam takes the boy's dog, not just for safekeeping, but to foster and then rehome. But the dog isn't the only one who needs saving. Gosh, don't call this 2 Good Dogs and literally have nothing about the dogs.
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
All right. Burials, a Fay Longchamp mystery by Mary Anna Evans.
Okay.
Familiar with that author?
No.
Okay. Moving on then. Dangerous Games by Danielle Steele. Familiar with that author?
Danielle Steele. Mm-hmm. She's new.
To the scene, yes.
Yeah, fresh
Yeah.
face right on the scene.
Television correspondent Alex Phillips dodges bullets and breaks rules to bring the most important news to the world.
He sounds awesome.
From riots in America to protests on the streets of Tehran.
Oh, yeah.
With her daughter. Oh, don't you feel like a sexist jerk now? Alex is a woman.
Oh.
This is one of those moments now where you're like, It's just earth-shattering for you.
We
yeah.
all learned something.
With her daughter in
today.
college and working alongside cameraman Ben Chapman, a deeply private ex-Navy SEAL who's now a cameraman,
Wow.
Alex revels in the risk and whirlwind's pace of her work. But her latest assignment puts her in the center of an explosive story that will reshape many lives, including her own. Uh-oh. Here we go. Investigating damning allegations involving the Vice President of the United States, Tony Clark.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's big
All right.
business.
Exit West by Mohsin Hamid. I wasn't actually gonna I didn't really know what this is about, but I just read a review that gave this an A+.
Wow.
It's about immigration. It's about somebody immigrating from another country.
Okay.
Exit West follows the remarkable characters as they emerge into an alien and uncertain future, struggling to hold on to each other, to their past, to the very sense of who they are. Profoundly intimate and powerful and inventive, it tells an unforgettable story of love, loyalty, and courage that is both completely of our time and for all time.
All those things are great.
Yeah. So he wrote The Reluctant Fundamentalist.
Okay.
I recognize that title.
All right.
But I can't remember why.
I don't know.
Okay. Dynastic, bombastic, fantastic.
Wow.
Reggie Rowley Catfish and Charlie Finley swinging A's.
I don't like this.
Jason Tubo. This is about the Oakland A's of the 1970s.
Okay.
You don't like dynastic, bombastic, fantastic?
No, I don't like
Reggie
whatever-
Rowley
no.
Catfish and Charlie Finley swinging A's.
No, I don't like that.
You're crazy. Are you dead
Yeah.
inside?
Maybe.
Lennon's roller coaster.
Okay. John Lennon?
Not John Lennon's roller coaster.
Yoko
Lennon.
Ono Lennon?
No.
Oh. Sean Lennon?
No.
Julian Lennon?
How many Lennons do you know?
Cynthia Lennon?
Are these all just John Lennon's kids at this point?
Couple of kids, couple of wives.
Okay. No, it's I think it's the Lennon I think you know which Lennon this
Vladimir.
is. Vladimir Lenin? What? A novel of espionage during the First World War.
Okay.
What was Russia doing in World War One? My World War One knowledge is nil.
Well, up to no good, I'll tell you that.
Winter 1917. As a generation of Europe's young men has perished on the Eastern and Western Front, British spy Jack McCall is assigned a sabotage mission deep in Central Asia, where German influence is strong.
Wow.
You gonna read this?
So this is Vladimir Lenin, not John Lennon.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Quicksand, written by Marilyn Pearson.
I don't know. I can't see your screen.
Giletto?
No.
Giletto, Nick?
Sure.
All right. Quicksand is an incisive. It's a courtroom thriller, Nick, and a drama that
producer's
raises.
saying speed it
All
up.
right, Roger.
No, not Roger. No, I don't know what he's saying.
Okay. And a drama that raises questions about the nature of love, the disaster side effects of guilt, and the
Yeah.
function of justice.
Sure.
Do you like courtroom thrillers?
Yeah.
Are you gonna read this then?
You're out of order. Maybe.
Okay. This is interesting. The Confessions of
It better be.
The Confessions of Young Nero.
Okay.
Who do you think this is about?
Nero Wolfe.
Which one's Nero Wolfe?
He's a fictional character.
No.
Okay.
This is about the Emperor of Rome.
Oh,
Uh,
different.
listen how they describe it though, because most people know that Nero was crazy and a monster and burnt people.
Yeah.
The author of Helen of Troy and Elizabeth I now turns her gaze on Emperor Nero, one of the most notorious and misunderstood figures in history.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I
he
think we
burnt
get it.
people
I think
to
we.
light
I
up his
think
parties.
we get it.
With impeccable research and a captivating prose, The Confessions of a Young Nero is the story of a boy's ruthless ascension to the throne, detailing his journey from innocent youth to infamous ruler. It is an epic tale of length to which man will go in ultimate quest for power and survival. I might read it.
Okay.
So,
Tell me if it's good.
all right. And then the last thing I have, it's a graphic novel. It's Walking Dead volume. What volume do you think we're at?
Jeez. 35.
27.
I was close.
Boy, your attitude today
pretty
is palpable
close.
and unwelcomed.
Palpable?
Yeah.
Unwelcomed?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So this will contain issues 157 to issues 162.
So many.
So, and I'm up to date. So this is the next volume
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. It's called, The Walking Dead Volume 27, The Whisperer War.
Oh.
So there's a group of people in the comic now that
Okay.
are wearing zombie masks on their face. Like they've taken the faces off of zombies and put them on themselves
Okay.
to blend in with zombies.
That's weird.
All right, why don't you entertain the podcast now, Nick? And I'll do what you do.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Sure.
Does that mean you're not going to interrupt me when I try to?
I don't know. I can't make any promises.
Okay, good. All right, so these are coming down the pike in a couple of months, late April, early May for a lot of these. This first one is in large print. Now, this came out a while back in standard print.
Right.
Anything is Possible by Elizabeth Strout.
Absolutely.
So Olive Kitteridge was her big hit. My Name is Lucy Barton also did pretty well. Burgess Boys, no one remembers, so whatever. Anything is Possible, coming out in May in large print. From #1 New York Times bestselling author and Pulitzer Prize winner Elizabeth Strout comes a brilliant lattice work of fiction that recalls Olive Kitteridge in its richness, structure, and complexity. So we've had that in standard print. Oh, my mouse died. Now we're coming to you in large print.
Great.
Standard print now. Let's talk. Robert B. Parker's Little White Lies. This is Spencer book 45, now written by Ace Atkins, which I have not sampled yet, so I can't tell you how he compares to Robert B. Parker. So maybe he gets the style, whereas Robert Knott does not. Boston P.I. Spencer and Right Hand Hawk follow a con man's trail of smoke and mirrors in the latest entry of the iconic crime series. After conning everyone from the cable news shows to the local cops, it looks like the grifter's latest double cross may be his last. Dun dun dun. You haven't read Spencer, right?
No.
You've only read Jesse Stone?
Right.
I prefer Jesse Stone, but I still like Spencer. Here's an odd one. Heatstorm. Nikki Heat, #9 by Richard Castle. I don't know if this is the last one because Castle's over, and usually they write one per season, so I think this might be the last of the Nikki Heat books. And in this one, she teams up with Derek Storm, Richard Castle's other fictional character. So if you follow these books, I think I've only read the first one, and it was pretty amateurish.
I think I'm going to write a character called Eric Thunder.
Oh, that's great.
And Nick,
Can I be Nick Lightning?
I was about to say Nick Lightning.
Yes, I
Eric
love it.
Thunder and Nick Lightning.
That's great.
Solving crimes in small town America.
That's right. What if it was Eric Smoke and Nick Fire? Oh, you can say like when
Where
there's smoke, there's fire.
fire.
Yeah.
What
so
if?
good.
Okay.
I'm ready.
What?
I got
What
nothing
if-
else to do.
Like when you show up, because
Yeah.
you're Nick Thunder.
Sure I
No,
am.
you're Nick Lightning.
That
So
makes
I'm-
more sense.
I'm Eric Thunder.
Yeah.
So there's trouble
Yeah.
ahead,
Yeah.
and you know the storm's coming when you
Yeah.
hear
Yeah.
thunder.
Thunder.
Yeah. What comes first? I can never remember.
Thunder?
Lightning.
I think it's thunder.
Lightning comes first,
I
and
don't
then there's
know.
thunder.
I don't know. We'll work it out. We'll work
Where
it out.
there's smoke, there's fire.
In the prologue, Nikki Heat and Derek Storm, New York Times bestselling author Richard Castle's most endearing and beloved characters, team up for the first time to save Nikki's mother, Cynthia, who's been in hiding and presumed dead for 17 years. Standing in their way
That's
is
as
an
long as Hugh Jackman's been Wolverine.
That's true. A nefarious group, maybe he had something to do with it.
Yeah, maybe
a
they
nefarious
went to-
group of Chinese businessmen known as the Shanghai Seven, who have the resources and ruthlessness to stop them.
Maybe she was dropped off at the movie theater. Her mom was like, "Have fun at the X-Men movie.
Yeah.
I hope you like it." She's like,
And then just disappeared. Yeah.
I can't wait to see how Wolverine's represented in this film.
So again, I just like to remind everyone, Richard Castle is a fictional character, but this book is attributed to him. This one, I think, actually might be too precious. So I'm going to read it to you, but I think it's too precious. So this is book 26 in the Mrs. Murphy series, written by Rita Mae Brown and her co-author, Sneaky Pie Brown, who is in fact her
cat.
cat.
Is that true?
Correct.
Sneaky Pie is her cat.
Sneaky Pie Brown gets his own byline here
Wow.
for having co-written A Hiss Before Dying.
It's pronounced co-kitten.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Rita Mae I can't. I can't. All right,
Come on.
hold on. All right, I'm gonna stretch.
If I can say co-kitten,
Okay. Rita Mae, I'm not making this up. Rita Mae Brown and her feline co-author Sneaky Pie Brown are back chasing mystery with with their unique circle of southern sleuths, and through the changing colors of fall are a beauty to behold. This year, the scattered leaves hide a grim surprise. So, if you like mysteries and books written by cats, check out the latest from Rita Mae Brown and that lovable feline sidekick.
what if the doctor was the criminal? Ow, meow, meow, meow.
Sneaky Pie Brown. So, give me a book written by a dog.
Yeah,
Why
sure.
can't a dog write a book? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Finally, this is a new graphic
Right, boy,
novel.
right.
It's a new graphic novel. This is coming out May 30th, 2017, starring America's sweetheart Deadpool.
Okay.
The kids
we normally don't bring up Deadpool during the
kids
advance notices.
The kids love Deadpool.
Yeah.
This is coming out May 30th,
Nothing
2017.
12-years love more than their R-rated comedy superhero.
I know, they love it. Deadpool, more popular than ever before in his first original graphic novel. Deadpool's been shooting, stabbing, and otherwise annoying people for a long time now. He's made a lot of enemies. One that he can't quite place is that brutal Thumper, who keeps showing up out of the blue to pound him into jelly.
What? So why is this different than another Deadpool comic?
It's just a standalone graphic novel. It's not an ongoing series or anything. It's just...
I'm not buying it, Marvel.
You're not going to buy it?
No, I'm not. I'm not buying this whole in his first ever standalone graphic novel.
Sorry.
Okay.
The good people of Marvel had that to say, so... Anyway, that's what we got.
Great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
New York Times bestsellers
Hey, thanks
list.
for not singing Bad Blood,
When would I brought that up?
because it's what it was called.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Darn it!
Yeah.
Him and Bullseye, the Marvel villain Bullseye, the Daredevil villain, they used to hang out and have scones and stuff.
That's
and then
fun.
they started fighting because
I love
he
a
tried
good
to
scone.
kill Deadpool's missing wife.
Oh,
So,
wow.
all right. Bad news on the New York Times bestsellers list.
Bad News Bears?
Nicholas Sparks is down to number 13.
Oh,
He's out of the top 10.
Oh, Nicky Nick.
2 by 2. See you later. Number 10 on the New York Times bestsellers list for hardcover fiction, we have The Girl Before by J.P. Delaney and his cat, J.P. Whiskers. A sadistic architect builds a modern house that controls its young female inhabitants in this psychological thriller.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, I was just waiting.
What?
That's the architect guy.
Yeah.
All right.
What about it?
I just usually you have
Well,
some...
it's not like he's a sadistic architect.
Yeah, he's a sadistic architect. He builds modern houses.
No.
All right.
I've come to trust my architects.
Uh-huh.
So if one was going to be sadistic, I wouldn't know what to do.
Number 9.
I would not know what to do.
The Underground Railroad
Mm-hmm.
by Colson Whitehead and Whisker McWhitepaws.
He co-wrote with his cat too?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
right.
this is way more common than I thought.
Number 8.
Okay.
Humans Bow Down by James Patterson
Okay.
and Emily Raymond
Okay.
with Jill Dembowski. There's no
Okay.
cat here, but now there's 2 co-authors on
Okay.
this James Patterson book. His ghostwriters have ghostwriters.
Wait, what is this?
This is Humans Bow Down.
Oh.
This is that sci-fi book we just got.
Oh.
But it's James Patterson, Emily Raymond, and Jill Dembowski.
I don't get this book at all because to me this screams YA. So I was really surprised that they classified this as adult.
Yeah.
She talks right too. She's like, the thing you don't know about the apocalypse.
Yeah.
It's,
You gotta have a lot of canned food.
I don't read every James Patterson book that comes out anyway, but I'm not going to read this book.
Okay. Number 7, A Piece of the World by Christina Baker Klein
New?
and Fudge. I think Fudge is her cat.
She co-wrote with Fudge?
Yeah, her cat.
Wow, that's so cute.
This is new.
Okay.
Imagining the life of the central figure of Andrew Worth's iconic painting, Christina's World.
Okay.
Number 6, this is actually a young adult book, so I'm kind of surprised it's up here. A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab, the final book in the Shades of Magic fantasy series.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
So by
hardcover.
V.E. Schwab and Stinky Pants.
Stinky
her cat.
Pants, her cat. Okay.
Number 5,
Stinky Pants.
Heartbreak Hotel by Jonathan Kellerman and Little Bear.
And Elvis Presley?
No. You're right.
Yeah.
Number 4, Echoes in Death
J.D. Robb.
by J.D. Robb and Ferguson.
First.
Ferguson, her cat.
Oh, boy.
His cat.
He's
No,
a
her
rascal.
cat. Because
She's
it's
a lady. She's a lady.
yeah. Number 3, new this week, Aftermath, Empire's End by Chuck Wendig and Widget.
Oh, yeah, Star Wars.
Yeah,
All right, good for you, Chuck. Nobody likes these books, but
Yeah.
people keep buying them.
that's true.
At
Number
this point, people are just completists. They're like, I'm into this
Yeah.
book series, 2 books. I
well,
gotta see it through.
apparently there's a conclusion of Jar Jar Binks' story in this one.
Oh, my.
So we get to find out what happened to
Wow.
him post the wars.
Wow.
Number 2, Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman and his cat, which is just a symbol.
Really?
It's a star and a question mark together.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. And number 1, Lincoln in the Bardo by George Saunders
Yeah. I want to read it.
and Mittens.
And Mittens. Wow, when that joke didn't work the first 2 times, I did not think you were going to continue for the next 8 titles.
Yeah.
So I guess I got to give it up.
Yeah, a lot of cat co-authors here.
Yeah, there were. There really
So-
were. Well, exciting stuff.
Catco. Supergirl.
Besides Lincoln and the Bardo, I don't think there's much on that list that interests me.
Well, I want to read Norse mythology. When do you?
Yeah,
You're
I
probably going to have to read The Girl Before your Page Turners book club eventually.
You think?
Yeah, if it stays on this list long enough.
Yeah, maybe. I don't have to. I do whatever I want.
That's true. Who knows when you're going to have to read The Whistler?
I don't know. But I've already read it. And I'll never go back.
For your
Just as Jack Reacher taught us, we never go back.
Yeah, but you also
Okay.
go back to night school.
No, you never go back.
Well, I guess you just go to night school once.
Oh, you just... Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
As long as you don't go back.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Okay.
All right, you know what I think we need? I think we need a little music.
Coca-Cola.
Lonely Hearts Book Club with Nick and Eric.
Woo!
Oh, right.
Been
Sorry.
a long time
Yeah.
since we heard that.
That was great.
It's good times.
Yeah.
Good
Thanks, Ben.
times. Yeah, thank you.
Get out of here.
Where are the rest of our themes? Because we got
Jeez.
we got a little sample
Call
of,
out,
of
shout
a
out.
new scene, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
maybe he'll send them our way. Well, that's right, folks. That beautiful music means it's time for Lonely Hearts Book Club with
Yeah.
your pals Nick and Eric. So what we do is we run a list of books that we have in our system that have either never ever circulated or haven't circulated in so long that it predates the use of
Computers.
computers.
Yeah.
So the one I've chosen today is The Ladder because I see some stamps in the back that show that at one time it was a much loved book.
Yeah.
But it has since fallen out of fashion, and Eric and I are here to judge whether or not that was the right decision.
Yeah.
Or if the people of Wellsville
Yeah.
are missing out on a
Is
real
it a
treasure.
super racist book?
A real treasure.
Those fall out of fashion pretty quick.
No, nothing like that.
I guess they're coming back.
Yeah, that's true. So the back cover, as you can see,
It's just.
pure orange.
I was about to say orange, but it's like burnt orange.
burnt sienna.
Yes, there you
So
go.
nothing
Yeah.
about
Very
the
70s.
book. Nothing. Yeah.
Gosh, do you want to go back to the 70s?
Maybe.
Where that color, you could wear that on your
You could
shirt,
do it
and
every
people
day.
would be like,
yeah.
look at that
a
fine
nice
fellow.
paisley print with this
Yeah.
as the top. Anyway, I think you're gonna like the cover of this book.
I don't know.
do.
Is it also orange?
It's called The Programmed Man by Gene and Jeff Sutton.
The Programmed Man.
Baboom.
What?
I know,
What does
right?
that have to do with a man being
Doesn't it
programmed?
look exciting? Okay, so what we have is some sort of, I would say, like a rocky, vaguely Martian terrain.
Oh, you're thinking Martian? I
think
almost
so.
thought prehistoric.
Oh, I guess it could be. We've got what looks to be a crashed ship in the background. Maybe these are flames coming out of it.
Oh, I thought that was a volcano.
I want to say flames.
Is
coming
this
out of a ship.
interpretive art?
I guess so. And then you have a guy here who
Where's
looks
my
like he's
glasses?
in some kind of spacesuit. I want to say he's in a spacesuit.
Oh, I guess those
The
are
font
flames.
is just a simple white black outline. The Programmed Man.
I see. Yeah, with my glasses, yes.
And
I
that's
see.
all
It
we
does
got.
look like it's a space story. now.
Okay, so you see space.
So when's the last time this checked out?
Well,
Well, according to the
I'm
stamps.
I'm looking at the stamp in the back, and it looks like this book came out in 1968.
All right.
Book came out in
1968.
1968. Do we have a cover price? No, we don't. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's usually on the inside.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's not in there.
All right.
All right, the
I was
first
good tapping.
stamp, the very first stamp,
Yeah.
July 7th, 1969, and continued pretty heavily through the 70s.
Okay.
We had 2 checkouts in 1981, and then it pretty much sat there until it got one more, maybe a pity checkout,
Mm-hmm.
February 12th, 1998.
Oh, well, that's not so bad.
No,
That
it's not
doesn't
so
predate
bad.
computers. Wait, does that predate computers in this library?
It does. Yeah,
Oh
this
my
library
gosh.
automated, I think, right in the year 2000.
I'm going to throw
So,
up.
yeah.
A bunch of listeners just like
Yeah.
drove into a wall.
I know. So this
So
is,
we got computers post Y2K.
We
We were
did.
like, let's see how it
yeah,
pans
this is how
out.
it works.
Let's see how this whole bug
So
thing
again,
goes.
this came out in 1968.
Who was president in 1968, Nick?
1968, I think that still would have been Johnson.
Okay.
Or it might have been out by then. I think
All
it's
right.
Johnson. Anyway, so let me tell you.
How old were you in
It
1968?
is for... I wish. It is for Chris and Gail. So Chris, Gail, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me give you a little bit from the
you don't have
inside
to do
cover
that.
here. The Programmed Man by Gene and Jeff Sutton. Sutton, probably. Centuries from now, when most of the universe is united in a federation of many solar systems, a game of high intrigue and devastating ends is played out along the highway of outer space. For years, a deadly bomb aboard a destroyer spaceship has been a check on the member civilizations in the alien worlds of Alpha and Zuma. When the ship is hijacked, Empire intelligence agents Daniel York races Time and the fiendish henchmen of Elfin Prince Li Hu to recover the craft and keep its closely guarded secret.
Elfin Prince.
No, Alfin, like Like that must no like from Alpha.
Oh, so not someone who might be an
He's
elf.
not elfin, no.
Okay.
Complications abound when Myron Turl, an enemy Zooman teleport, begins some mysterious but related travels of his own. Just who the, quote, programmed man is emerges in a double surprise ending. Come on!
Double surprise.
Don't you say that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, listeners. I should have pre-screened that and not told you that.
Maybe we should just read the surprise
I
ending.
guess so. Just who the programmed man is emerges in a double surprise ending that suggests the possible fate of our Earthling descendants. Once again, Gene and Jeff Sutton vividly describe a future age that has lessons for today. Jacket designed by Dennis McMains.
Huh.
Well, good work, Dennis, because I think it's timely. I like it. Let's see. Do we have any kind of... All right, about the authors.
Okay.
Gene and Jeff Sutton are a man and wife writing team who make their home in San Diego, California. This is their second novel for Putmans, the first being The Beyond. Jeff Sutton is also the author of Apollo at Go and Beyond Apollo, both science fiction. An ex-newspaperman and the author of many novels, Mr. Sutton is an editorial consultant in the aerospace field. Mrs. Sutton teaches high school social studies in San Diego, California.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like that's a two-income family right
Yeah,
there
sure.
in 1968.
Well, they're still living off royalties off
Sutton's
that book.
very progressive here. All
They
right.
keep getting their checks.
All right. So, how do you feel? How do you
Go.
feel based on
Bad.
that? Really?
That summary. Yeah.
You didn't like it?
Bad.
Well, the summary is not necessarily how the book is written.
Okay.
I think I'm intrigued by it.
All right.
I wish I didn't read that last paragraph because then that made it sound corny.
Uh-huh.
But I think until then,
A double
I was
surprise
like,
ending,
Okay. See, because then they could have just said a surprise ending, and you would have been like, "Well, there's a surprise," and then the double surprise comes, and you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
And now you're going to be like, "Surprise number one,"
Yeah.
and surprise number two.
Yeah. It's like he can see dead people, but he's also a liar, and he
Yeah.
can't see any dead people.
Yeah.
That's the double
Yeah.
surprise.
He is the young Bruce Willis. That's the
there
surprise.
we go. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to read. I'm going to read to you from book chapter 1.
Chapter one. Chapter 1, book 1.
Yes, his eyes held the slant of Archinar. The whites were not white, but were a muddy blue shade peculiar to the descendants of the Terrans, who over 100 generations before had colonized the three worlds of that bluish sun which lay deep in the heart of the constellation Eridani. In all else, Corden Hull, captain of the Empire destroyer Draco, seemed an ordinary earthling. Stocky, grizzled, crowding 50, he had the leathery skin of a man who'd experienced the radiations of 1,000 suns.
So we're still writing about heroes that are basically John Wayne in space.
Pretty much, John Wayne in space.
in 1968.
I looked up this thing they mentioned, Archinar. You know what that is?
No.
Archinar is the name of the brightest component of the binary system designated Alpha Eridani, which is the brightest star or point of light in and lying at the southern tip of the constellation Eridanus.
Huh.
So there you go.
Eridanus.
Using some real world
Yeah.
stuff here.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. For one paragraph in, Eric, how you feeling?
Not good.
You don't like it? No. He's got leathery skin.
Yeah, he sure does.
The whites of his eyes are blue.
Yeah, he's grizzled. He's got leathery skin. He's always got his gun holstered at
Yeah.
his thing.
He's got okay.
Women are for kissing her, for cooking.
That's
Not, you don't cook a woman.
no, you,
I should
you
say
don't.
that.
You don't.
Right.
That was how he struck Daniel York at first glance, on the reasonable assumption that an outworlder would not command a destroyer of the line without unusual qualities. York looked closer and saw what he should have noticed earlier. Were it not for the odd bluish light to which his own eyes had not yet become accustomed, if the rest of the ship, or as much of it as he had seen, were lighted normally, not so Hull's cabin. It was as if in his own retreat he maintained the glow of the sun under which he'd been born. If Hull's eyes were muddy blue, they also were the most penetrating eyes York had ever seen. Wow.
He was a quiet but tough man, full of emotion that he held back.
York is really infatuated with this guy's eyes.
Sure
he
is,
really,
yeah.
he likes them.
Yeah.
Sharp, hard, analytical, they gave no clue to the thoughts behind them. Neither did the square-set jaw.
Yeah. Sure, it's
noticed-
got to be a square set jaw.
Has to be. He noticed also Hull's speech. Algol, Denobula. That's from Star Trek Enterprise.
Great.
Mirech, the dialects of scores of sun planets tinged his words, almost lost in the broader slur of Kasseram, the Archinar world from whence, long ago, he had come.
Yeah.
Hull was saying, I'm sorry, Mr. York, but Navy regulations prohibit the transport of civilians except under conditions of extreme emergency. I know you must appreciate that. I have a feeling...
York spoke like the mountain.
Yeah. Yep. So, do we have his name yet?
Stood
We
like
do.
a
Corden
strong
Hull.
oak.
Corden Hull is the strong one.
Yeah.
This is Daniel York who's watching him.
He's spoken few words,
Yeah.
but every word chosen wisely,
Okay.
never expending any more energy than needed.
York measured him in the deep bluish light, wondering how hard he would be to convince. Bluntly, he said, "That's why I'm here. It's an emergency."
Did you just read that as John Wayne?
Yeah, I did.
Very good.
Thank you. His ears caught the sounds of banging hatches and creaking winches as the Draco prepared to lift from Upi, the sole planet of the Midge-Sun Blacket, on which this
Midge.
far-flung military outpost stood, a sentinel on the galactic rim.
Yeah.
Anything?
His hands were coarse with the callous of a working man.
York spoke to him, and when Hull responded, York was too transfixed with those milky blue eyes.
Yeah.
He looked like he should be atop a horse with a Marlboro cigarette
Yep.
hanging from his lip.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go in a little deeper here. This
He
is
only smoked when he was thinking or loving.
That's
Never at the same time.
Chapter 3. So we're jumping ahead, folks. The programmed man. The programmed man.
Oh my God.
Where was the programmed man? He was moving through the galaxy now.
into this?
Everything depended on him. Everything. Everything. Everything.
God.
The programmed man. His arch enemy. A scream strangled his throat. Daniel York awoke. Having some nightmares, I guess.
Darn? What just happened?
Yeah. He lay on the narrow cabin bunk, catching his breath, feeling the perspiration run and his heart thump as he fought to collect his thoughts.
His thick, hard chest beating.
Oh my, the programmed man. Then he heard it. A low, whispering rumble that came through the bulkheads. A vibration that was not quite a vibration. The Draco. He was on the Draco, speeding towards Ophisus. He remembered then. Was my reading?
Yeah, your reading was pretty good.
That pulled you in? All right, so I guess we need a little bit of dialogue here. And
Sure,
then
yeah.
we'll make our... All right, so here's Captain Hull.
I don't know nothing about intergalactic laws. I just know what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah. Oh,
and I'm here to defend the right.
All right, here's some dialogue. Standing with his back to the helm console, Captain Hull was gazing at the universe through the star window when Dr. Bendow led York to the bridge. Osborne followed doggedly in the rear, looking at the captain's stocky figure. Man, they are just all about describing this guy. York realized he was shorter than he had supposed and broader of shoulder.
Sure, yeah.
This guy write romance novels? Is that like his backup?
He felt like he could just climb until he reached the top, and it still wouldn't be enough.
His hair, more white than gray, was cropped short, giving his head a bullet shape.
Looking to be tussled.
Hull turned. "Good morning," he greeted cordially. "Sleep well?" "Fine and breakfasted even better, thanks to the good doctor," York replied. Hull gestured towards the star window. "You've arrived just in time to see the last view of this sector of the universe. I take it that we're near hypertime. Within minutes." Hull nodded. "Always a disconcerting experience," the doctor counseled. "Personally, I find it a bit perturbing to see the universe suddenly blotted out before your eyes." "No different from turning out the lights," Hull answered. Hull's a simple man,
Yeah.
I think.
York noticed that his lips were always in a frown, but puffy, as in
Yeah.
awaiting a kiss that would never come.
His raging pectoral muscles. Symbolically, it is. Ah, symbols. Hull drew out the words. "It's all right as long as you know the lights are coming back on," said York. Is York in love with Hull? Is that what this book is about?
Maybe it is.
Because that's all I'm getting, and I've jumped to multiple sections now.
If it doesn't end up with him telling him how he feels, I feel like
Yeah.
York has done a disservice to himself.
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
So.
All right, well, do you need any more? You think you got it?
But this was also back in the day when, like, men wanted to be Hull.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah, they did.
So
They did.
Maybe
I
he's
think-
not. Maybe it's not a loving stare. He's like, darn it, I wish I was that broad.
I think you're right. I think that York is kind of like mousy and like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe so. I feel like probably what's going to happen, something's going to happen to Hull. York's going to have to step up, you know.
Or
WWHD.
maybe York will have to be carried out of a dangerous situation by Hull.
Yeah.
And Hull will realize that he also has always felt the same way about
Maybe.
York. I
Yep.
can't tell you what this book's about, and I can also tell you I don't want to read it.
Okay. Okay.
Well, how do you feel? Are you in it? Are you in it more now that you've cast John Wayne as the lead?
A little bit. A little bit. All right, I'm just looking a little bit here at Gene Sutton, our lead author here.
Right.
Born in 1917, married to Howard Sutton. She long outlived Howard Sutton, by the way.
Good. Well, I guess I should. I'm sorry about that. Not good.
Yeah, pretty rude.
glad
Pretty
she
rude,
lived.
actually. Pretty rude. So she's got several. Let's see what this says about one of her teenage-oriented juvenile science fiction novels, The Programmed Man, a three-way spy novel with Empire, telepaths, and breakaway star group. I don't know.
60s were a different time, man.
Yeah.
68.
Yeah. This was, I guess they didn't write too much past this. After this, we had Lord of the Stars, Alien from the Stars,
Right.
and The Boy Who Had the Power. Yeah, I was kind of in it. It looked fun and retro from the outside, but the writing didn't really do much for me.
Yeah.
A lot of made-up words, which
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of.
A lot of just description of Hull.
Yeah, it also does not read like a young adult novel to
No.
me either. Like
Well, that
I
was
don't
in
know
the
why.
60s.
Well, yeah, sure, but still, I don't know.
That was when. What,
I mean,
don't
they're
know.
all like adult characters.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I feel like maybe it should have stayed in the 70s.
Yeah.
With a little reprieve in '98, and then they were like, no, this should go back.
Yeah.
So.
I'm kind of bummed that it doesn't come with a poster of Hull, though. After
Yeah,
all that
I know.
tantalizing descriptions,
Yeah.
I should be able to
I know.
hang a poster of him up my wall right now.
Google Marlboro Man. You'll find it.
Okay.
That'll be him. All right. So, with respect to Gene and Jeff Sutton, we're going to pass
Yeah.
on this
yeah,
one.
we are.
So,
No Wolfen.
no Wolfen at all. So, we're
No,
pronouncing this one
What was the other one? Pigman? Was that our last one?
Pigman. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so we got the Programmed Man.
Yeah. The Programmed Man.
Yeah.
Well, we
Rough.
tried.
Yeah.
We tried to give it a new life. There's no shame in
Can I
failure,
suggest
I
The
think.
Terminal Man by
Michael Crichton? Sure.
That's really about a man being programmed and going
Really?
nuts.
Okay.
So-
Now, are any of them like a tough, broad-shouldered, steely?
No, a lot of them are scientists.
Yeah. Okay.
But
well,
I'm pretty sure the main character,
York would
the
not
main
be
lead in
interested
that
in
is
that.
a woman
okay.
as well.
All right.
So
All right.
Michael Crichton might have gotten in trouble if he had described her as much as he
Yeah.
that guy just
probably,
described
probably.
the Hull.
Well,
He was built like a Hull. That's where he got his
hey,
name.
that's true. Library news. What do you got coming up?
Yeah. Oh boy.
We had a great time with Nate and Kate over this past weekend.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody who came out to our
Juggled.
reception to meet our new children's librarian, Miss
Yeah.
Kate.
Yeah.
It was well attended. A lot of fun.
cake and punch.
Glad to see you there.
Delicious.
We got some movies coming up. We're showing the Academy Award-winning animated film Zootopia at 3:30 on
the
March 13th, Monday, coming right up. And then we have a favorite of the Wellsville crowd, Emerald Isle Irish Band, coming
yeah.
March
Yeah.
16th at 7 o'clock. So hope you'll join us for that. It's always a good time.
Okay.
What about you?
We've got Teen Anime Club.
Yeah, I remember.
5:30.
Yeah.
We don't have I mean, we're getting ready for our teen photo show.
Yeah.
We'll start collecting photos at
exciting.
the end of April. Yeah, it
always
is
like
exciting. It was always a lot of fun. This is our 7th
Yeah.
annual.
Yeah.
So we've been doing that for about 7 of the 17 years Hugh Jackman has been playing Wolverine.
That's right.
the back 7, the later 7. And there's something else. Oh, we're showing Sing, but that's in April. Mm-hmm. April 7th?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yep.
So there you go.
And then we are showing Monsters University on the 18th.
Great.
Well, we can talk about that
I
next
mean,
week.
not really. 'Cause
All
I don't
right,
like that
so
movie.
next week we're going to do Lemony Snicket?
Yeah.
All right.
We got a special guest.
Yeah, we do. Steve?
No, I said special guest.
Oh, guests. Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
We'll
It'll
see.
be a surprise.
We'll see.
Yeah.
if
But
we
yeah,
can
we're talking
coax
Lemony
anybody up.
Snicket. Mainly, I mean, I think we'll get into a little bit of his other stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a lot of a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah.
Especially, so if you haven't finished watching the Netflix series
Yeah.
or reading one of the books, we'll
You-
be talking
you got a
about
week.
it.
You got a week.
You got 1 week.
All right. Well, I think that's it for this week. So
Yeah.
we'll see you then.